So, what we can talk about today, I want to talk about pornography. And why? Because I don't have a big YouTube channel, but even then, the most viewed video on my channel is about pornography. And I see the viewings go up in Ramadan. So, a lot of people, a lot of Muslim youth, they contact me in Ramadan and they also watch more videos on that topic. So, what I'm going to talk about is what can you do about it? Now, simply everybody knows pornography is haram, right? So everybody knows that. That's why you don't watch it in front of anyone. But the amazing thing about pornography, not the amazing thing about pornography, but amazing thing about the fitra, the nature of human beings, is that all human beings want to watch it secretly. And that's because naturally it's something that makes us embarrassed. It's haya that we naturally have, the shame that we have does not, our bodies don't want us to display this shameful act in front of anybody. So even people that are not Muslim, people of other faiths, non-faith, they also don't want to tell anybody about their pornography habit. And so, something happened to me once at work. I was working remotely with somebody, a non-Muslim that I was working with, and he had to upload a file and he was sharing his screen. And as he was uploading the file, one of his pornography videos came up in the upload. He didn't play it obviously, but it just said a file name, porn something. So it's a common problem. The problem with us, the Muslims, is that we're not offering enough support to the youth that are addicted, and adults, dads. I've seen dads that are addicted. So the first thing is, like I said, we know it's haram, but that doesn't really help because we know lots of things are haram. This is something that we need to understand about pornography, that we need to understand what it actually is. It's an addiction, just like any other addiction. So if somebody is addicted to alcohol or gambling or Class A drugs, you don't just say it's haram. And I don't know why we say that with pornography. It is, of course, it's haram, but it's an addiction, so we've got to treat it like an addiction. So how do you overcome this addiction? And I personally think the way to get out of this whole issue is to become more spiritual, because this rewiring of the brain, what this pornography does is makes us want to go back again and again to get that rush, get that dopamine hit, and it short circuits the brain. In simple terms, i.e., what it does is it makes you want to go back for another hit. So you want to keep going back, you want to delay that gratification, so you want to watch it for hours, all night, and then seek that pleasure. But after that you feel guilty, and then it's a vicious cycle and it continues. So how do you break that? One of the ways is spirituality. So you, under no circumstances, leave your prayer, because what happens is when you start getting addicted to pornography, you don't want to pray anymore. Because the shaitan saying, oh, you're a bad person, you're a terrible human being, how dare you face Allah and pray, you're going to pray when you've done such evil, such bad. So the rule is, don't stop praying. And there's another benefit to that which helps with the pornography addiction. And that is, when you have to pray, you have to be pure. So, and if you're watching pornography, you're not going to be in a pure state. So you have to make wudu, you have to have a bath, you have to have a shower. And that's really great, because you'd have to keep having showers if you kept watching pornography, unless it was at night. So physically, it's going to keep you clean. The prayer is going to make you think about your spirituality and your connection with your Creator, with Allah. And that's really the first thing. And then after that, the next thing is thinking about pornography in a different light. You're going to think about all the bad it does, not just to you. Because our deen is about humanity. It's about women's rights, people's rights, animals' rights, trees' rights, environment's rights, everybody's hukuk, yeah? And in there comes the rights of women. The whole porn industry is based on the exploitation of women, trafficking of women, exploitation of women, duping women, deceiving women, promising them a career in acting and taking them down this route. And there are millions of stories around the world of abuse and terrible, terrible conditions and blackmailing, filming them, threatening them with their families, contacting, like in America, contacting women in villages, what the equivalent of villages or towns, and saying, come to the big city, come to the bright lights of the city, we'll give you a great career. And these desperate young girls, very young, go out there and they get exploited. What you're watching is exploited women. That's what you're watching. As a Muslim, do you feel right about that? Because you got to hit this problem with many angles. Do you feel right about the way women are treated in pornography? How they're abused? How their bodies are physically taken to limits where they damage their organs? Have you ever thought about that? So if you're watching and you think, I can't imagine that, and there's a lot on YouTube about these things. So if you watch that, you'll understand pornography isn't something glamorous and beautiful. You won't see the lighting and the cameras and the 20 people watching them in the act, and then they are also harming that woman and damaging her body, taking the body to limits that it's not made for, what Allah didn't make it for. You know, damaging a man and a woman, and torture. It's literal pornography is torture on the subjects. The people that are in the film, they're not enjoying it, they're acting. And that's what people don't think about. And then the other thing, you've got, just to recap, so you've got the spiritual side, you've got the physical women's side of it, and the mistreatment of women. Then you've got the other area we need to think about, and that is how it damages society. When you get kids, young kids who are addicted to this stuff, how it affects them in their marriages in the future, if they ever do get married, what they expect from their wife, what they expect from themselves, what comparisons they make with the porn actors or whatever they're called. They make comparisons with their body parts, with themselves, how they feel about that. So it's damaging in every way. And again, the money that they make every time you click, they're making billions of dollars a year from your viewing, and you're supporting that industry by doing that. So Islamically, ethically, morally, you want to get out of this, right? So you need to find other activities to do, other habits to get out of pornography. You've got to find habits. So start playing football, get out of the building, get out of the house. Don't be alone. Anytime any environment that you're used to, that you know, this is where I watch porn, you got to get out of that situation. So if you know, I watch it when I'm alone, or when I'm on my phone or my laptop or my tablet, I know I watch it at night, I need to put my phone away. And I know people that lock their phone and then take it out. This is an addiction. But we have to undo that rewiring of the brain. So to do that takes time. But I would say, and this is what I've seen worked for a lot of youth, so I'm just telling you practically how it's worked for them. They've downgraded the severity of the pornography they were watching, and that really helped them. So for example, they were watching porn that was hardcore porn, and then they were starting to watch less and less shameful and degrading imagery, until literally some of the youth told me they got down to just looking at women, just models and things like that, or women in bikinis and stuff. But so the nudity had gone to bikinis, then they'd gone to just models and beautiful women, and then phased themselves out. But it worked. It worked. And the thing is, nobody can stop pornography overnight. I've never met anybody in all my work that has just stopped watching it. So it's not something that happens overnight, but it's just like anything. If you're smoking 20 cigarettes a day, you're not going to go to zero. Very, very, very few people can do that and go to zero. But you'll start with 20, then go to 15, then 10, 5, 2, 1, and then phase it out or look for an alternative. So there's this phasing out way that's worked for people. The other thing is getting through the pornography addiction requires a lot of determination and want. So you really want to get out for your own sake. So it may seem like it's something impossible at the time, because it's just so unimaginable that you can stop. But actually, when you think about it, and you think about, there's lots of groups out there that have been made by Muslims and non-Muslims where people talk about how they've not watched it for 90 days, 100 days, a year, and you can join those groups to support each other and talk about how and strategies that work to stop watching it. So there are a lot of people out there who want to get out of this, and what they do is they talk to each other, support each other, and they give you strategies. But mine is keep away from those environments, keep away from those timings of whatever day or night it is, or what situations. Playing football, getting out of the house, meeting actual real people, socializing with people. Get a bike. If you drive, go for a drive. Get out of the house as much as you can. Focus on things like maybe become a YouTuber, read a book, find a game to play. Find something that's going to divert your time and attention from this addiction. And inshallah, and the last thing, make du'as. If you make prayers, it's really going to help you. The more you pray for Allah to help you whilst you're doing the effort, because du'a is all about asking and doing. So you got to do it as well. So keep working on it, and inshallah you'll get there. If you have any questions about the pornography addiction, post it here and I'll make another video for you. I'll see you on the next one. Subscribe, share, let everybody know. Real Talk with Dr. Deen is here. We're going to solve those problems inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.
Ethnicity.